Hello and welcome back to another online micro webinar brought to you by ratiotrading.com. And we're looking at the Euro-US dollar on a 15-minute chart, and I want you to begin to employ the techniques that we're showing you in these micro webinars to help you determine high probability areas of launch and success for you as a trader. Don't take trades just because something looks good or one thing lines up. Begin to use the charts and identify key areas of support and confluence to help you take higher probability trades. And in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to employ several of the techniques taught to us in previous webinars. Number one, we're going to use prior market support. We see here that the market goes into a range between 42.81 and 42.21, so a 60-point range where it breaks through and the market skyrockets up. If we draw a fib or a Fibonacci retracement on that leg, we begin to see areas of interest. Okay, we actually have two legs, and we see this area right here, this zone right here, is starting to become what? An area of interest for us. Because why? Because we have two different fibs. We have a 61 and a 76, depending on which one of these two legs we look at. So let's come in here, and we'll take out everything but the 61 on that leg, and then we'll come in and take out everything but what? The 76 on the next leg. So we have this zone of support. So now there's three things in our favor versus one where we're waiting and anticipating what? Resistance. So we're saying that if the market returns to test this level that it had resistance breaking through the first time at 42.80, anywhere from 42.80 to 42.90, a 10 pip range, we want to be what? Buyers. Well, if that's the case and it does come back down here and we roll forward and we see that we put in a leg and another leg and a leg and then another leg, we're starting to build more and more support for that area. We can use our fib extension tool and look at this downward leg and say, hey, if this thing ever gets pierced, and look at the 162 extension, lines up with everything we're looking at. So we're building that argument and anticipating if it comes down to this level, what will we do? So now we have this zone of support. And then the market finally does what? It finally comes down, double tops at the high, breaks through our low, and falls right down into our zone. And if we were long and had an order sitting in the market here at 42.80, it comes right up to 43.15. So 35 pips. Now, where would we be looking at potentially taking an exit? Well, remember what we said. Old support becomes new resistance. Now the market comes how close? 316, 322, 6 pips away before finally falling away and potentially through our stops, depending on how you trailed your trade. But what we anticipated to happen, the argument that we built for support, did in fact come into play. And if we acted quickly, we locked in profit and made money. So we're employing these tools over and over and over again, and we'll type them out. Number one, retracements. 2, extensions. 3, confluence. That also involves prior structure support, and resistance. When you do that and look for areas, high probability areas of testing and where things are lining up, it gives you a very tight zone of potential entry points. And in this case, once, twice bounces off. And the story continues. And by that I mean we can continue drawing our extensions on the legs that are developed when new lows are broken. We can continue looking for areas of support like the 62. We continue to see the market come in at those levels and do what? Advance forward. Old resistance becomes what? New support. Bounces off a second time. Here we go, launching back up. So, use the chart to tell the story. Use these powerful Fibonacci tools to help you define areas of high probability. And there are even areas of higher probability that we teach in the course that you can specifically use and trade in a trading plan. Simply go to ratiotrading.com. Scroll down to the right-hand side of the screen and click on the guest link. Once the page changes, be sure to go to the coupon box to enter number 618, enabling you to take this trial for free. Then simply put your first, last name, and email address in the proper boxes. Scrolling down, you'll see an area that allows us to learn a little bit more about you. But if you don't want to share that information, that's okay too. Scroll down to the bottom and click Submit to receive your registration email and confirmation logon instructions.